Chapter 8, Organizing Your Speech. We are now getting into the nitty-gritty of giving speeches. It's time to learn how to organize your speech and get it ready to give. Organized thought, Alfred North Whitehead says, is the basis of organized action. In order to deliver an organized speech, you must be able to organize your ideas before you give your speech. How do you organize your main ideas? You can do so topically. Primacy, by what is the most important or the primary thing that you're talking about, or recency, what has happened most recently. And then you can also do complexity, which is from the most simple to the most complex in ordering your main ideas and organizing your main ideas. You can also order those ideas chronologically, and chronologically, of course, means time. You can go forward in time. You can give how-to explanations, or you can go backward in time. You can organize your main ideas spatially with location or direction. And you can also organize your ideas to show cause and effect. If this, then that. Or you can organize it to go backwards from effect to cause. I love the example in our book about hurricanes because in Mobile, Alabama, we are definitely prone to hurricanes and can understand that a little better. For those of you who are in different parts of the country, you might be able to put it in some kind of situation that occurs there for you. We can also organize our main ideas by problem and solution. What is the problem we have here, and how will we solve it? Or we can look first at the solution and go backwards to the problem. Organizing your ideas culturally or acknowledging cultural differences in organizations is also important. Be aware of culture, understand culture, and organize in that way as well. You can also get to the point that you begin subdividing those main ideas. Once you've established your main idea, you want to go to how am I going to organize those main ideas and integrate that supporting material into my speech. So prepare your supporting material. What is it that will serve to support your statements? And you can do that, as we've said earlier, with primacy and recency. Which came first? Which is my most favorite? What will you say to introduce some of that supporting information? You had a wonderful example in your book, and one of the statements that was used was, one of the most disturbing. The speaker grasps how important that is, and then is also hopefully able to grab the attention of his audience. And then specificity is important. Are you going from very specific examples to more general examples? Complexity, moving from the simple to the complex, and then soft and hard evidence. The soft evidence is your opinion or an inference that's made, and the hard evidence, obviously, is a fact. So incorporate this supporting material into your speech, and then establish some signposts, markers along the way. What are some transitions? You have verbal transitions like therefore, in other words, in addition to. And you also have some nonverbal transitions, which would include things like pauses. Then you begin to look at previews, the main idea, and looking back at initial previews, internal previews, questions as internal previews. So, how are you getting your audience connected as you organize? And then you might have a final summary or an internal summary. One of the things about which I want to caution you is not to use the words in conclusion. You might use the word in summary, but make sure it's not drawing your speech to a close. How many times have you been in church when the preacher says, in conclusion, and 10 or 15 minutes later, he concludes his sermon? Be aware of how to organize your speech, bring it through logical paths so that you are gathering your audience interest and you're delivering an excellent speech.